Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Detroit Lions franchise here on Madden 22, featuring that PS5. Of course, gotta do it on the next gen, baby. We are on the road. We are coming off of our bye week, about halfway through the season right now. This will literally be our halfway mark game. We are taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. They are 3-5, just like how we are 3-5, but we didn't even have any expectations, to be honest. So, hey, I'll take it. I'm sure Pittsburgh is feeling some type of way, but they got one of the best defensive players in the NFL right now, TJ Watt. He's going to be an absolute problem for us. We're going to have to gameplay for him, but speaking of our game plan, let's go ahead and take a look at, how we want to go about attacking the Steelers this week. Now, granted, they have not looked very good right now in terms of dealing with the actual, on the offensive side of balls. But one thing that they do have, they still have Big Ben. They're still doing a pretty nice job with attacking the middle of the field. So I am going to go ahead and change my game plan to defend the middle of the field. Make sure we go ahead and do that. I'm also going to go half pads because we are starting to get to the point here where we are starting to see some fatigue factors, come in right now. And I'll also make sure to split these as well. Split this between our starters and our backups. Make sure we do some good old-fashioned development. And then on the offensive side of the ball as well, taking a look at how we want to go ahead and attack them on the offensive side of the ball, looking around and seeing, they're actually a pretty solid defensive squad. Now, that being said, I want to game plan on trying to neutralize TJ Watt. I don't know how that's going to work out for us, but it is what it is. I want to make sure that we deal with, TJ Watt, throughout this entire process. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the run inside. Nah, maybe not on the run inside. Actually, we'll go ahead and do the blitz counter. Blitz counter looks like it will work best for us. So we'll go ahead and do that instead and do the same thing here as well. Do half pads and make sure that we're all split up and ready to go. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this gameplay action, man. And if you're excited for today's episode, I do need you guys to do me a favor. Smash that like button for me. Hit me up down in the comments as well, as it does help me out with this YouTube algorithm that's going on right now, man. And also, if you have to be brand new and you're enjoying what you're seeing on the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe to me if you're not feeling me later. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this, man. Let's see what we can do. Alright, man, so we are now out here in the Steel City. And these Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get the ball here first. So let's go ahead and try to get to work here. And look at that. One of the first plays of the game. They end up finding Chase Claypool, the Canadian, who finds a big gain downfield. Gain of 25. And that is exactly not how we want to go about starting quick on both sides of the football, as there's another big gain downfield as well. Juju's going to get involved in this offense. He's going to get a first down. As now, just in a handful of plays, the Steelers are already in at least our side of the field. But let's see if we can tie it up here, as we got a 2nd and 4 now coming up. They fake the handoff to Najee Harris, but we get some pressure on Big Ben, and we get the interception. Let's go, baby. That's Jeff Okudah, the Ohio State product, that's going to get up in there and is going to end up with the very first interception of the season for him. And that's going to bring our quarterback out on the field as well as the rest of this offense, because Lord knows that Jared Goff has struggled quite a bit this season in terms of hanging on to the football, has more interceptions than touchdowns, so not a good look thus far. But let's see if we can start turning his season around, though, as we'll go ahead and hit him with another run up the middle of the field. DeAndre Swift has been doing wonders out there on the field for us. Able to get a really nice gain of 9, as we send Jared Goff out to the right-hand side, trying to get it out to Tyrell Williams. as we were going in, trying to get it, trying to roll him out of the pocket. Didn't work out for us, but thankfully we only needed 1 yard on this 3rd and short. DeAndre Swift is out here once again and picks up another 1st down for us here. So we keep this drive alive. We also got to get this passing attack going here as well. Let's see if we can get a completion for Jared Goff. And we try to throw short over to, I believe that was Quintez Chavez, who tried to pick up, try to make the catch for us, but that didn't really work out in our favor. So we have to pass this football again, this time 3rd and 6. We tried to throw it out to the corner where DeAndre Swift was. We had the flat open, but we just let him too far out of bounds, and we had to end up punting this football away. So now the Steelers offense is back on the field, and they had a really good drive first time out. We did stop it with the interception, but we still got some work to do here. As we got 2nd and 3 coming up. Big Ben looking over the middle, and looks like he finds another one of his receivers. That is Juju, that ends up picking up the 1st down, his 2nd catch of the day. Trying to work on making sure that he has as many catches as he does. TikToks on the TikTok platform is Big Ben finding another one of his receivers. This time, looks like it's Deontay Johnson that's going to get involved here. That's his 2nd catch of the day as well. And the Steelers are putting together another methodical drive just like they did first time around, as Najee Harris getting a little bit involved as well. Needs to work on his vision here at the NFL level a little bit, but he is a good-looking running back for the Steelers offense. It leads them to a 3rd and short, and then as they try to throw towards the end zone, and oh my goodness, that was potentially a touchdown that they just dropped right there. We do make them settle for a field goal, and they do end up picking up the field goal at the same time. But man, oh man, did we really get lucky right there. That could have been 6, or at least a very big play. But that being said, our offense is still having a little bit of trouble getting stuff going, trying to get in a rhythm. So we actually do end up going 3 and out, and this Steelers offense is back on the field. They are certainly dominating the time of possession so far, as they will. No, they actually faked the handoff to Najee Harris. We almost get the sack, but a late cutback, able to find Deontay Johnson. Actually, no, Smith. Yeah, that is Deontay Johnson. What am I saying myself? But that is the end of the 1st quarter. It has been a great look for us. Big Ben, looking like his old self. Let's see if we can change that. So let's go, man. 2nd quarter now officially underway. Let's see if we can get some more pressure on Big Ben, and that's one way to do it. We forced Big Ben to hold on to the football. That was a little bit of a coverage sack. Not able to get through all of his progressions. All of them were covered, and we get a massive sack right there. Force a 2nd and 25. Let's see if we can build off of that, as Big Ben will drop back again, and they tried to set up that screen, but we did a pretty good job of blowing it up overall. So now it is 3rd and 25. Just don't get beat deep, whatever you do. But Big Ben has a clean pocket, at least for a second. Tries to throw it out to one of his receivers, but that is going to be incomplete. So now 4th and 25. They punt the football back over to us, but that being said, let's see if we can get our offensive attack going here, and it starts with Jared Goff throwing a tight ball over to TJ Hawkinson. It was a dangerous throw, but it does not matter to us, though, as we still end up getting the completion, and it's a 1st down because of it. As we can lean a little bit more on that running game, as DeAndre Swift going to the outside. He's got some space to work with. It's a foot race. One man to beat, ends up being pushed out of bounds, but that is a massive gain for DeAndre Swift, and that gets us right into the red zone. Time for us to see if we can finish this drive and take the 1st lead of the game, as Goff looks out to Quintez Chavez, who spins his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And look at this throw. Nice decision by Jared Goff, and then Quinton Chavez takes care of the rest, spins out of it. So we got our very first lead of this game now. It's now 7-3 as of right now, as we will go ahead and see what the Steelers offense can do in response. So let's see here. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. They fake the handoff again to Najee Harris, and they actually had a man open, but Juju could not make the play downfield. So now another 3rd and long coming up here. They're forced to pass it as Big Ben dropping back, facing some pressure, but look who he finds downfield. It's the tight end, Eric Ebron. Nice job by the tight end to be able to hang on to that one and make the catch, because Big Ben was facing some pressure for sure. So now it's another 1st and 10 coming up here, as we'll go ahead and see what else the Steelers offense has in store. And even though they spent like their first couple of picks to ensure their run game, is a little bit more successful, they have been going more with a pass-heavy approach, and that's probably why they are under 500 as a football team as of right now, because Big Ben is not what he used to be. He is certainly starting to decline. Certainly still a starting caliber quarterback, but he's not a quarterback that can necessarily scare you like what he used to be able to do. But that being said, it doesn't help either that his receivers aren't making some catches. That's the second time we saw a key drop on a 3rd down. And it leads to yet another field goal, which is going to be good. So now that being said here, Detroit we still have that 1-point lead. We still got that going for us. Let's see if we can put together another drive, get some more points on the board, as Goff is going to get settled under center here. Is going to hand it off to DeAndre Swift. He takes advantage, and now it's turned into another foot race here, trying to make some guys miss, and ends up being brought down at just about that 25-yard line. The second big run of the day for DeAndre Swift. So now, 1st and 10. We run with him again. Swift trying to get away from a defender, and does manage to do just that. Gets to the outside. Picks up a gain of 5. DeAndre Swift too quick. Is now sets up a 2nd and 5 coming up. We do find Tyrell Williams, but he cannot make the catch for us, though. That's going to lead to another 3rd and 5 as Goff dropping back. Going to throw over the left-hand side. Gets it out to TJ Hawkinson. And Hawkinson is going to be able to go ahead and pick up the 1st down here. Is now 2nd and 13 coming up here. Goff. Can we get this one into the end zone? It's a tight throw. But wait a minute. It could be a penalty. Is it defensive pass interference? Please let it be so. And it looks like it is indeed that. Justin Lane, the slot corner, going to be called for the penalty. And we're going to go ahead and make them pay for it here, as one of the best players that we have on offense this season. And DeAndre Swift ends up finding the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And it's the 2nd passing touchdown of the day for Jared Goff. And it's still a 1-possession lead for us here, but things are looking good for us here. We are playing significantly better, as we do force the Steelers to go 3 and out. So I know there's less than a minute left, and we got to hurry things up or utilize our timeouts properly at the very least, but we can make this a 2-score game before we go into the locker room. And we also end up with a chance to go ahead, as Tyrell Williams had a touchdown in his hand but drops it. But we do also get the ball to start the second half, as I was saying. So if we could take advantage of this possession, we could really seize momentum. Before we go ahead and go into the locker room, as now we got a 3rd and long coming up. Here is Goff looking around, trying to find somebody to get open, but everybody was just covered. Could not throw it away. Jared Goff just choosing to eat the sack there. As that is going to go ahead and end the first half for us. We do have an early lead. We're going to be up 14-6. As before we do go ahead and get into the second half, let's go ahead and just check out some scores from around the league, see what's going down. As the Buffalo Bills are taking on the New York Jets on the road, and Jared Allen got into a pretty good record so far, 6-2. Also has a field goal lead on the Jets there. Meanwhile, the defending Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have struggled a little bit throughout the course of the season, only 4-4, but that being said, got a big lead on the Washington football team there. Wouldn't be surprised if Tampa Bay wins that one. And then the last game to look at is these Dallas Cowboys, who are currently undefeated, but they are certainly facing some trouble, down 21-3 on Atlanta, who is currently 5-3. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this second half officially underway. And like I said, man, we do get this ball to start the second half. And listen, DeAndre Swift has been an absolute animal here in the first half. We'll try to lean on him. We'll also see if we can see Jared Goff continue the good play that he has had overall in the first half. You know, not the flashiest stats on paper for sure, but I mean, he's taking care of the football, and he has multiple touchdown passes. So you like to see that overall. As now, 3rd and 2 coming up here. DeAndre Swift, he's got a big gaping hole over the middle and ends up picking up a first down because of it. DeAndre Swift making the Steelers defense stay on the field a little bit longer. We'll see if we can follow up that with something else here. As Swift, 1st and 10, takes it another carry. Only a 5-yard gain, but it does mean he does eclipse 150 yards on the ground. Like I said, he's been out here balling for this team. As Goff throws to the right, finds Quintez Chavez. He picks up another first down. And look, we're not exactly attacking downfield as much as I necessarily want to, but at the same time, though, we are at least, getting some really good pass plays in. We're at least, doing the death by 1,000 cut thing, which I really do like. As we got 3rd and inches now, we're going to actually try to hit him with the play action. I had circle here, but we just was off. We had Tyrell Williams in the end zone. But look, man, we got 4th and inches coming up here. And as the great Uncle Sam's Rejects once said, scared money does not make any money. So we're going to try to get it in that first down. But DeAndre Swift cannot pick it up. We do not get the push that we need on the offensive line. And that does mean we will have to go ahead. And we turn the football over, man. We turned it over on downs. But at least the Steelers don't make us pay for it necessarily. They end up going 3 and out on their next possession anyway. So it turned out not to be that big of a deal. But it is tough when you can't, you only need an itch. And we've been running this football really well today, but not get the first down. Definitely felt like we left some points on the board. But we still got this football back here. We can try to do something here as Brashard Perriman actually ends up getting the Jets sweep and will end up going ahead and getting another little first down for us. Trying to utilize Brashard Perriman because he hasn't really gotten a touch today. Is now 1st and 10. Goff looking over to the right-hand side, finds DeAndre Swift, and ends up picking up a gain of 8 yards. As we got a couple plays later now, going to a 3rd and short, trying to pick up the first down on the ground, and DeAndre Swift gets lit up like a Christmas tree. And so, being a little bit smarter this time around, we're going to go ahead and just settle for the field goal, 4th and 1. We know our kicker can make it from this distance, and we're going to take the points this time around. Don't want to give the Steelers too much momentum. Wish it would have ended with another touchdown, but at least we're dominating in the time of possession, so, it's not all bad. We'll just make sure our defense can still make sure we go ahead, get some good work in, and how about that? Dunlap not only getting the interception for us here, but is going to also go ahead and get us into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And look at this pick 6. Read the curl route and gets the interception here. So you absolutely love to see it. And we take a commanding lead against this Steelers squad, up 24-6. And that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter for us. We have a 3-possession lead right now. But we got to make sure we finish strong. Get those 4s up. Let's get the job done. So with that being said, fourth quarter now is officially underway. And listen, man, we just got to make sure we take care of business. If we played this fourth quarter like we did the first 3 quarters so far, we should be fine. We should be able to win this game and, you know, get a little bit closer to at least being 500. That would certainly be something else. But let's see if we can go ahead and get the job done here. 1st and 10 coming up here as Big Ben will end up dropping back. He's looking around over to the right-hand side and ends up finding Deontay Johnson on the sideline. It's going to be a nice little gain for the Steelers. They're looking to try to make this comeback happen. Let's see if we can tighten up here. 1st and 10. Ben looking around, but facing some pressure. And we end up getting to him once again. We know Big Ben is a tough cat, but we do at least make this 2nd and 22. As now, looks like they're trying to go ahead, try to set up the screen, and I miss. I can't believe I just missed lifting tackle. That hurts my soul so badly. As now, 3rd and long. Harris trying to pick up the 1st down here. A little bit of, not sure why they tried to run it on a 3rd and 10. It looks like there is holding, but we don't, not that we need it. So we go ahead and decline the penalty. And yeah, the Steelers are going to settle for another field goal here. A little bit, I guess, to make it a 2-possession game, but I mean, a field goal doesn't necessarily help you that much. Still in a really difficult position right now, being that it is a multi-possession game. And I mean, we're in the 4th quarter, and it's not even like the very beginning of the 4th quarter. So time is certainly on our side. We just got to make sure that we don't blow it, as TJ Hawkinson makes another nice catch downfield. But we have an injury timeout. Penei Sewell, who was our 1st-round pick in this past year's NFL draft, he ends up getting hurt. So, and we just found out too, you know, I'm looking at him on screen. Penei Sewell ends up getting an X Factor. So we'll have to check out what that X Factor is after we get out of this game for sure. But as of right now, we have one of our backup linemen in, and right from the jump, you know, TJ Watt, who usually would be blocked by Sewell, ends up, you know, able to blow up that play. So now 2nd and 14, and Jared Goff tries to throw this one towards the end zone, but couldn't get enough under it, and it ends up being an interception for Minkah Fitzpatrick, who been pretty quiet all day today, but he does make an impact play here. And so thanks to that pick 6, that, or not pick 6, but thanks to that interception that we did experience, you know, now this Pittsburgh Steelers team suddenly does have a little bit of light here. So things could very well get interesting, especially first play after we threw that interception. Eric Ebron gets a big play downfield, and now we do see, you know, this Steelers team, you know, on our side of the field, and they're going to keep it going as well as Najee Harris makes the catch from Big Ben, and it's another 1st down here. So, a few plays later now, 3rd and long coming up here. Big play for both of us. Make sure we go ahead and stem the tide as Harris gets out into the open. They try to set up that screen, but we had multiple guys ready to make the tackle. Najee Harris, the rookie out of Alabama, cannot make a miss. And now it's 4th and 11 here, trying to make something happen on the 4th down, but we have a major defensive lapse. Eric Ebron able to go deep. And now it's a fresh set of downs that they get to work with once again, because we couldn't find the stop. As Big Ben throws out to the left-hand side, that ends up being incomplete. Basically a throwaway, I guess. But Harris starting to get a little bit more involved, able to find some more running room here, as we do have a 3rd and short that we will have to deal with after we get out of the injury timeout. Let's go, man. 3rd and short coming up here is now Big Ben under shotgun. He's going to drop back the pass, facing some pressure, though. He's going to end up potentially running for it, but then decides at the last moment to throw it away. And now this right here could be the game. 4th and 3. Let's see if we can get it done, man. Ben dropping back. We get the nice spin move, but look at that throw in the back of the end zone. It's Juju who ends up getting open. They do get the extra point, and if that doesn't make it any worse, they chose to not onside it, which, I mean, it's fine, it's whatever. They do have free timeouts, but we do also we had a free and out. You know, we had a chance to win this game, and we go free and out. So now, all of a sudden, you know, we're in a serious, you know, this might be one of those games we might blow it. You know, we might go ahead, you know, lose the lead that we have spent all game building up. And now with less than 2 minutes left here in this ball game, the Steelers have an opportunity to tie this game up. But they got to pick up this first down here. 4th and 2 as Big Ben. He's going to run it with Najee Harris. They try to toss it to the outside, but we rally to go ahead and make the tackle. And that is going to seal it for us, as we will be able to go ahead and kneel down with Jared Goff, as we will end up seeing 000s on the board. So it was a little bit of a stressful situation. I'm not going to lie. I did think that we were going to blow it there for a split second, but we do end up coming out on top. We beat the Pittsburgh Steelers by a final score of 24-16, and this might be this is a big win for us. You love to see it. All right, so I thought we were going to go ahead and see a little bit of a collapse from us, but we do end up winning the football game, and that's what matters the most at the end of the day. Taking a look at the stats, it was not pretty for us necessarily passing the football. 11 for 23, 123 yards. Did have 2 touchdowns, which is really cool to see, but also threw an interception, which also is really dumb. I really shouldn't have thrown that ball, but it is what it is. It was a pretty nice job for us, you know, taking care of the football for the most part. The real star of the day, though, is my main man, DeAndre Swift, the second-year pro out of Georgia. 26 carries, 179 yards. The only thing that doesn't make it bittersweet is the fact that we did not get into the end zone on the ground, which is, you know, really not typical of us. But Jamal Williams also had a nice day, 3 carries for 30 yards, and then Rashad Perriman did some nice work, 1 carry for 10 yards. As for the receivers, well, the receivers didn't get much love out there today. We didn't complete too many passes, but DeAndre Swift, once again, also leading us in receptions, had 4 catches for 44 yards and did end up with a touchdown as well. TJ Hawkinson had 3 catches for 36 yards. Tyrell Williams with a couple catches for 20 yards. And then Quintez Chavez with 2 catches, 23 yards, and did find the end zone as well, the second-year product, getting it done as one of the secondary targets of this offense. Now, as for our defense, you know, did a pretty nice job for the most part. We did play some really good defense throughout the game. Amani Oluye did end up leading the team in tackles, had 5 solo tackles, 7 total. Did not end up with any sacks, followed by Deshaun Hand with a few tackles, but he did also lead the team in TFLs and sacks. He had 4 TFLs and 2.5 sacks. Trey Flowers was able to get in there as well, get a half a sack. We actually did a real good job of getting to the quarterback today. It was something that we have struggled with all this season, and the fact that we actually were able to get pressure on the quarterback was a huge difference maker for us, and that's how we ended up winning this game. Also, we did have Quentin Dunbar, the 7th-year pro from Florida, getting an interception and taking it to the crib as well. That was the ultimate difference maker, that touchdown that did end up making it 24-6. And then Jeff Okudah was also able to get his first interception of the season. The 2nd-year pro also chipping in with 4 total tackles. But that being said, it always feels good to get a win. Our 4th one of the season. After the game, though, we do find out that we have some pretty bad news on the injury front. Romeo Okwara, the 26-year-old outside linebacker, tore his abdominal and is going to be out for the next 4 weeks. So, big stretch of games going on here to see if we actually might squeeze an opportunity at the playoffs or not. So we're going to have to find a way to do it without him. One of the better defenders on our team. On the plus side, though, we did end up finding out what the dev trait was for Penei Sewell, and he does have superstars. So that does mean that he will go ahead. He's gonna get some new attributes pretty quickly, which is really nice to see. And not only that, but he does have an X factor as well. He does have screen protector. He blockers with the ability will dominantly win impact blocks on screen plays. So maybe we should run some more screenplays down that right side of the offensive line. You never know, but Penei Sewell will actually be the very first person on this Lions team that actually does have an X factor that we can physically work with. So really excited for that. Can't wait to, see how his NFL career turns out with his superstar abilities. We also do find out as well that DeAndre Swift was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and he was a monster. Y'all already know this. He may only had one touchdown, but he accounted for more than 200 yards of total offense. He was a huge difference maker for us, and I'm sure fantasy owners for DeAndre Swift, at least for this particular game, were extremely happy if they did end up starting him against the Steelers defense. But next episode, though, we will go up against a much tougher opponent. We will be going on the road again, this time playing against the Cleveland Browns, who are 6-4, but they do have a very elite offense that is going to give us some major problems, I'm sure. It's still going to be a great episode, though, so if you're excited for it, I need you guys to go ahead, do me a favor, please smash that like button, hit me up down in the comments as well, and shoot, if you are brand new to the channel as well and you haven't done so already, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It helps a brother out, and you can always unsubscribe if you're not feeling me later. But in the meantime, this is John J Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.